from Living with Lorna. Today's vlog is going to be a healthy living, healthy lifestyle vlog. A lot of people ask about my healthy living and my healthy lifestyle. And while it's probably not as healthy as it should be, it's definitely gotten better in the last 6 to 8 months. Prior to January, I'd kind of put myself on the back burner. We ate well, we ate healthy in comparison to a lot of other people and just the general American lifestyle, but we were still, I wasn't healthy. I wasn't taking care of myself mentally, physically. I had just decided that everything else came before I did. And in January, I realized that that wasn't going to work anymore. I had started to have some health issues. I had started to have, there's the dog, I had started to have some things related to weight that had started to give me trouble, joints and some cartilage issues, and just in general, I didn't feel good. And so in January, I really sat down on New Year's Eve and decided it was time to make the change. And that came with a lot of changes just for myself, not really as much as the family, but for myself. One of the things I did was I joined Weight Watchers. Now, this was not an easy decision. Weight Watchers was actually a very tough choice for me to make, and I made it because I knew I needed the structure of a program. I know all the calorie counting tips and tricks, and I know how to do it all. And one of the things that I struggle with is actually getting enough calories in every day. And especially getting enough protein in. And so I knew with Weight Watchers I was going to be held a little more accountable in that way. So I chose the Weight Watchers program, and I've lost 30 pounds since January 1st. Now, it's not always easy to do. There are weeks where you gain, there are weeks where you lose, there are weeks where you stand still, but it gave me a starting point. And I already had a good foundation. We eat extremely healthy. We eat whole grains. We don't eat a lot of white bread or potatoes or pastas. Everything's whole grain. We don't eat a lot of processed foods. You know, we don't buy the hot dogs and the pre-made stuff with like the lunch meat with nitrates and nitrites and carcinogens in them. We just don't eat those things. I try to buy things that are natural or healthy or don't have a lot of those preservatives in them because I know how it makes my body feel. We eat low-fat dairy or soy. And so a lot of the things that we do are things that other people do. One of the other things that I did, however, was I started working out again. Now, as a mom, it's not always easy to find an hour or even 30 minutes to take time to exercise for yourself, but I really made that a priority. My husband is amazing. He made it a priority, and we rearranged our schedule so that I can come home, do a workout, get supper going, and I still have time to put the focus on me to get a workout in. This was a very big deal for us. With the new schedule came some other things. You know, what kind of physical activity was I going to be doing? Well, let's face it, I hadn't worked out in 5 years, not on a strict workout schedule. And it was very difficult. Now, I do have an elliptical. I'm very blessed to have an elliptical in my house. And so I started just doing the Couch to 5K program on the elliptical. So I was working out on the elliptical and then coming into the living room and doing basic arm and ab workouts that I had found on a couple of different websites. I printed them off. I started a little binder to figure out what worked and what didn't work. And what I found was the elliptical and the running worked. Now, I'm not a runner. I will tell everybody that. I'm not a runner. But I started on the elliptical, and then when the weather changed, I took it outside, and I started over with week 1, day 1. Last weekend, I completed a Run with God course, which was a 12-week running course. My husband taught it through our church, and we had our graduation race. It was awesome. I did not run. I wanted to, but I had a knee injury and I was sick, and so I ended up walking it. But I still completed it in under an hour. I was very proud of myself. That to me is an accomplishment. You know, we often take a lot of teasing from friends and family about letting our kids snack or eat things like that. We don't think snacks are bad, but we do try to limit food dyes and preservatives. And our kids are perfectly healthy, happy little children. But we want them to eat what we eat. We don't want to do a lot of special, cooking and making food a battle. It should not be a battle. Kids should eat what's fixed, so that they gain an appreciation for healthy foods and knowing what they like. A lot of times my kids will say, well, I don't like that. Well, they've never tried it. So how do you know you don't like it if you haven't tried it? So I want them to try foods. If they don't like it, I'm not going to make them eat it, but at least they've tried it. Lily loves asparagus. She would have never known that she loves asparagus if she hadn't been exposed to it. That's just one of the things that I've really taken away from my upbringing, was that you didn't have to eat it, but you had to try it. And I think that's important, that we give kids the opportunity to taste foods, to be exposed to foods, and to be able to garner an appreciation for food. So in the next couple of weeks, you'll be seeing more health and fitness type vlogs coming up, not just recipes. You'll see some day in the life things as well. But, when you see us out, or you see me talking about my workout or whatever, know that it's a hard fought appreciation for health and fitness and healthy living. I don't want to be a statistic. I don't want my children to be a statistic. There are genetics that are going to play a role in our health. There's diabetes and heart disease and high blood pressure and all of these things that play a role and can be infinitely affected by your diet now. And if I take the steps now to instill good living and good lifestyle, then we're going to be healthier in the long run. And so that's just a little of my philosophy on healthy living and healthy life and our journey. And so I hope you'll continue to join us. Bye, guys.